Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is very special because I get to introduce you to my little baby right here. Her name is Sushi, and this is where I've been the past 3 weeks, is taking care of this little one. She is 2.5 months old and she's mad at me right now because I woke her up from her nap. But she is so sweet, and I love her so much, and I just wanted to share her with you guys. But today's video is going to be a hamstring stretch. So if you have really tight hamstrings, some of these may be able to help you. But yeah, this is Sushi. She's going to be the mascot of my channel now. But yeah, let's get started with the video. So as a warm-up, take time for yourself to do some high knees or some leg swings to the front and the back, just to start to warm up the muscles in that area. So when we start to stretch, it's not going to be as tight. We always want to start with warm muscles before we start stretching, especially when we do deep stretches for hamstrings as well. It's very easy to pull a hamstring and we don't want any of that. So take a few minutes, do some squats or high knees or leg swings just to warm up the area. So after I've done some leg swings and a little bit of a warm up, I place my hands on my hips and I go down with a flat back and start my elephant walks, which means just bending one leg and then keeping the other leg straight. You want to go through this trying to keep that flat back as much as you can. This is a really great warm-up for those hamstrings. It's going to help with that hamstring flexibility. I like to do this for quite a long time until I start to feel my hamstrings start to loosen up a little bit. But yeah, just making sure that you're breathing. So I'm still in my flat back. My arms come to the front as I bend my knees, and then they go straight back as I straighten my knees. This is a great warm-up for the hamstrings. Here's a visual from the side so you can get a better idea. Again, going forward with those arms and bending my knees, and then straightening as my arms go back. I usually make my girls who I teach dance to do this when they have really tight hamstrings, and I usually do it a few times until I start to feel the muscles warming up just like those elephant walks. Next, with the legs wide, I flat back over myself and then eventually let my weight drop all the way down, really drop my head through, grab both of my elbows, and then swing from side to side. Again, you guys see this in my videos all the time. It's one of my favorite stretches of all time. Just really letting myself hang, let all of your body weight go. Don't try to look around, really drop the head as you do so. And breathe as you do so as well. This is really going to help open up those hamstrings in the back. And then dropping your hands and trying to reach down as far as possible in between your legs. So next I'm going to find myself in downward facing dog position, and I'm just going to tread through the feet. The goal of downward facing dog is to try to keep the back as straight as possible and to try to get the heels down to the floor. As you can see, I stretch a lot, but even my back isn't completely straight. I need to warm up a little bit before I can get there. And again, just treading through my feet. And then what I'll do is I'll go up and down, trying to press my heels down into the floor so I can get the full range of the stretch and really feel it through the back of my calves and up into my hamstrings as well. So now I'm going to walk my knee through for a lunge position and drop my back knee down and just hold this lunge position for a few seconds. It doesn't need to be too long. I just like to feel that little bit of a stretch. And then I actually go for an active stretch. So I straighten out my leg and then go back into my lunge position, straightening my front leg and flexing that foot and then going back into that lunge position. Just kind of rocking back and forth in between very, very gently as you do this. You don't want to lock your knee. You want to keep it nice and soft, but trying to straighten out that leg as you do so. During this, it could be a little uncomfortable, so please take deep, deep breaths while you're doing this. I promise it helps when you're doing intense stretches, especially for the hamstring. And now I'm just going to go over to the other side and do the same thing. So walking into that lunge, straightening out, and then dropping my back knee into that lunge position and just holding there for a few seconds. And then I'll rock back and forth in between, straightening my front leg and flexing that foot, and then going back into that lunge position. And again, don't hold it for too long. You want to have this kind of more as an active stretch, actively working, and focusing on bringing that knee closer to your chest once you go back into that lunge position. And again, just focusing on the breath as you do this. Breathing is so important when you're stretching. It helps you focus and it helps you hold things for longer. Again, like I said, especially when you have intense stretches. Then I usually finish with a little bit of a child's pose just to kind of reset myself. So now I'm going to go into a static stretch. I know some people are comfortable with going into static stretches right away, but I usually like to switch in between active and static stretches. So if you're not ready for a static stretch, wait until the end to do this one. It's just one leg in, one leg out, and reaching towards that foot. Again, if you want to change the placement in this in your routine, that's completely fine. Everyone's different and our bodies can handle different things. All right, so again, I'm just reaching towards my leg. And now I'm going to switch it out and do the other one, just actively reaching towards that leg. You only need to hold this for about 30 seconds each. You don't need to hold it for a super long time, and just focus on your breath while doing so. So next I'm going to make my way onto my back and just hug my knees into my chest. This is a great resting position and also helps prep me for the next stretch that we're going to do together. And just rocking back and forth a little bit. You can give yourself a little massage on the back. And now I'm going to scoot into this next position. One leg out, one knee in, hug it towards your chest, and then grab that foot. You're going to bend and flex, and then straighten and point the foot. Bend and flex, straighten and point. You're bending the knee, flexing the foot, and then straightening the knee and pointing the foot. This is a great exercise for your hamstrings and to floss your sciatic nerve. I make my dancers do this all the time for hamstring flexibility, and hopefully it'll help you guys too. And now I'm just going to switch out my leg and do the same thing on the other side, hugging the knee in first, and then grabbing my leg, bending and flexing, straightening and pointing, bending and flexing, straightening and pointing, and just going back in between those motions a few times until I start to feel my hamstrings loosen up a little bit. Do this stretch as many times as you need, and then if you would like, you can actually hold your leg up there towards the end for a static stretch, but if not, just bring that leg down. Now that we've done our active stretch, I'd like to bring it back, both legs straight and separated, and then I just go back and forth between flexing the foot and then dropping it on the ground. So I flex and grab it, drop it to the ground, flex and grab it, drop it to the ground. And this will help as long as you keep both of those legs as straight as possible. I'm going to switch out my feet here. Same thing, you're going to flex, grab, and then let it go. Flex and grab, let it go. Flex and grab, let it go. This helps me a lot, and hopefully it'll help you guys too. Next, I'm on the floor in a wide-legged position. You do not need to be as wide as I am, and I'm just going to do a little side stretch here first, just to kind of warm myself up. I always like doing a side stretch. So your side stretch is actually up and over yourself instead of reaching towards that foot, up and over. And if you happen to touch that foot, then you happen to touch that foot. All right, and just breathing while doing so. And now what I'm going to do for that hamstring stretch is I'm actually going to turn and face my leg. I'm turning my entire body and my torso towards that leg. And the idea of it is to try to rest that torso on top of your thigh and then actively reach for that foot. Again, turning, facing that leg, and then reaching. It's a little bit different from going up and over for that side stretch. But yeah, just breathing and taking your time during this stretch, holding it as long as you would like. And then I like to go into the center. I always like to do both sides and then going into the center. And then I'll usually hold it and I'll walk my hands back in and then walk them back out. And just rotate in between, going in and out until I have felt satisfied. But besides that, I shake up my legs when I'm all done, and then you should have less tight hamstring. So thank you guys so much for watching my video today. Hopefully you found it informative or helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. or go subscribe to my channel. I have a bunch of different videos relating to different types of stretching and different areas of the body. So if you're interested, go and check that out. That'll be awesome. Besides that, I'll be back again with a new video soon. Let me know what you want to see in the comments next. I like to take requests on all different types of stretching, so let me know what you guys want to see next. Besides that, stay healthy, stay stretching, and goodbye from me and Sushi.